Alright, so today we're adding fractions with unlike denominators. What does it mean to add fractions with an unlike denominator? What does it mean to have an unlike denominator? Harper?
There is no adding allowed to do until it is a common denominator.
You can't add them until they're like, right? Or they're common. But what does it mean to be unlike? Lennox?
If they're not the same.
Well, what's not the same? You're right. Unlike means not the same. What's not like? Aiden?
What's not like is the denominator.
Denominators, or what's the denominators?
The bottom number.
The bottom number in a fraction, right? It means that the denominators of the bottom numbers and the fractions that you're adding are not the same, right? So, I'm going to try it today. Maggie paddles her kayak, paddles her kayak a half mile to an island. She then paddles 4 4/5 mile to a beach. How far did Maggie paddle her kayak in all? I'm going to give you 2 minutes to go ahead and work on that. And we'll come back and meet up. So you have 2 minutes.
I think that is.
Get to work, guys. I have about a minute 15 left. Cold in here. Alright, you have about 15 seconds left. Alright. So I want you to turn to your partner. I want you to explain how you did it. And I want you to ask them if they agree with how you did it or how they disagree with how you do it. So go ahead, you have 1 minute to do that.
What did you do? I did all of that.
Okay? Go sit down. Okay, this game's done. Over. You both lose. You need to talk to your partner. Alright. So, what are some ways? We couldn't add them, right, because they had unlike denominators. We had to find a common denominator, right? What is one way that somebody did it? Lennox, how did you do it?
I times it.
Times what? Come up here and show me how you do it. Why did you times each? What did you times go by? What did you times go by? Why 4?
It's like,
Alright. Harper, how'd you do it? We won't worry about your copper right now. But how did you do it? So you just listed multiples out? So Harper listed the multiples out. So the multiples of each denominator. So we have 2 in the one denominator, right? And we have 5 in the other. So let's list the common multiples. It's even better, the camera can see it better highlighted. Let's list the common multiples, right? I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'm going to stop there. Let's do 5. 5, 10. Do we have a common multiple for each one? They both can be 10s, right? So what do we do 1/2? What do I times the 2 by to make it a 10?
5.
So what do I do to the 1?
Times by 5.
Because what I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. It's like twins, right? You can't give the bottom bunk twin a kiss and not the top bunk, right? Gotta be equal. So, I have 5/10. Now I have 4/5. How do I make the 5 a 10? Brendan? Times it by 2. Thank you. So do I times the 5 by 2, or do I times the 4 by?
2.
What I do to the bottom, I gotta do to the top, right? 4 times 2 is 8. Now do I have like denominators? Yeah, I have. So I have 5/10 plus 8/10, right? Now what do I do to add? How do I add them? Talon?
So 8 plus 5 is 13, but then you go.
Or is that? So you just add the numerators, right? I add the numerators. Do I add the denominators?
No.
What do the denominators say?
Plus 10.
They stay 10, right?
We did all the work to get the people. We don't want to.
Do I say yes?
Yeah.
So I have 13/10. Now Harper said that that's improper, right? That would be considered an improper fraction. Why is it an improper fraction, Alan?
Because the higher number is smaller
The
than
numerator is bigger than the denominator, right? The number on top is bigger than the number on the bottom. So it's considered improper. How do I make it proper, or what we call a mixed number? How do I make it that? Brendan?
You have to put the 3 10s and add 1. You put 1 next to the 10 because you can get.
Yes, I'm going to pull 1 out, right?
You can get 1/10 out of 10.
I can get one group of 10 out of 13, right? If I ask how many 10s are in 13, there's 1, right? So I pull the 1 out, and I'm left with how many 10s left over?
So 3/10.
3 10s. So my mixed number is 1 and 3/10, right?
Yeah,
Does that make sense, huh? Does that make sense how we did that?
Yeah, I never did that.
You ask how many I can pull out, and I pull that up. Any questions on how Harper's strategy did it? Did anybody do anything else? I'm going to clear this right now, right?
I did something else.
Ren, how did you do it?
I did around the same thing, except for I didn't do the thing where I times the numbers out. I just plus them and then choose the even number plus the odd number. So I times 5 by 2 and choose 5, and then.
Yep.
We need to use more strategy.
Yes, she used the other strategy we talk about. So you could just do this. You could just times 2 by 5, times 1 by 5, right? Times 2, times 2. You can times the numerator by the opposite, right? Or denominator by the opposite. So it's 2 and 5. I just did it 2 and times it by 5 and 5 times it by 2. That works just as well, right? That'll work. That'll get you the answer just as easy. Both ways are going to get you 1 and 3 times. So this would be, 5/10. This would be, what I'm doing, 8/10. Atom is 13/10, right? And we reduce to get that. Any questions on how we did these? Not really crazy difficult, is it? You could draw a picture. Now, I like drawing pictures. I'm drawing a picture of a fraction. You know how I'm drawing a picture of a fraction, right? What am I doing?
Pizza.
It's going to be a pizza. You could use it in a rectangle though. I have 1/2, right?
Yes.
So I have 1/2 of the box shaded in, and then I have 4/5 shaded in, right? Now, here's the thing. When you're finding a common denominator, this is why you have to do it. You have to make sure that there is a line in the box that equals the same amount, right? And that's where you have the common denominator. So, both of these boxes need to be divided up into more, right? Correct?
Yes.
They need to be broken up into the equal amount of pieces. So you could just take and just split it into 10 pieces, right? I was just gonna say 8 can heater off, please. So then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces, right? Then 5 plus 8 is 13 if I was counting them all. Now you can add them. That's how you do it with a box. Does that make sense? You gotta make it so this line right here, where the tenths, where the beach quits lines up with the box above it. They each had the same amount of lines. Does that make sense? That's why I use a common denominator. So you could have drawn boxes. Or you could kind of do like what Ren did, right? This is to find the common denominator, find the multiples, right? Replace the fractions 1/2 with a 4/5, which is equivalent with the common denominator. So, you times 1/2 is equal to 1 times 5, and 2 times 5 is 5/10. And 4/5 is equal to 4 times 2, and 5 times 2 is 8/10. So then you can do 5/10 plus 8/10 is 13/10. Why did we choose 10 pieces for both the picture and the model it? Why did we choose 10? It's the lowest common multiple, right? It's a common multiple. They both can be broken up into it, right? They both can have that as a denominator. They both can go into that equivalent fraction if they have that as a
Use
denominator.
LCM as a...
That's fine, yes. You can use LCM, that's fine. As long as you understand what it means. What was the distance Maggie paddles as a fraction? What was the total distance she paddles as a fraction? As a fraction or improper fraction?
1 3/10.
Improper fraction.
13/10.
13/10, right? What is the total distance Maggie paddled as a mixed number?
1 1/10.
Not 1 1/10. James, just say it.
1
1 and
3/10.
1 3/10, right? Look at the denominators in the model it. What do you notice about the relationship between the original denominators 2 and 5 and the common denominators 10? What do you see there? Look at this. What is the relationship between 2, 5, and 10? Lennox?
That they both have 10.
Kind of. How do we get to 10 though? Yeah. If you multiply both denominators, you get what?
Your part of your fraction.
You get the new denominator, right? The relationship between 2 and 5 is that in the common denominator is that you just multiply them by each other, right? If you multiply them, you get your new denominator. I'm gonna write CD for common denominator, right? Is 10 the only common denominator for 10, 2, and 5?
No,
No, why not?
because 1 times 10 is 10.
Numbers go on forever.
Do the list of multiples ever stop?
No.
No. Do they have more than one common multiple?
Yes.
Yeah. What are some other common multiples they have?
Every single multiple. No.
Let's think about those of 5. 5, 10. There's 10, right? 15, 20. Does 2 go into 20?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, every even number 2 goes into, right?
Yeah.
So they share more than one common multiple, right? So is 10 the only common denominator you can have here?
No.
No. Because they share more than one common multiple. Please stop with the noises. Remember this is recorded. Yeah. Aiden,
Just make it go back to the music for the audience.
thank you. Stop it. Explain how to add 2 fractions with unlike denominators. What do you need to find first?
The numerator. No. The lowest common multiple.
You need the lowest common multiple, or to find the what? Just even more basic. The common.
Denominator.
Find the common denominator.
What is it? 6?
You're on 5. The C, D, and add what? What do we add when we add a fraction? The what number? Not the denominators, the numerators. Find the common denominator and then add the numerators.
We're doing the reflector now.
Right there. You can use LCM too, that's fine. If you know what it means, that's all that matters. I'll give you another minute to fix that. You can do the reflect too. The reflect asks what one do you like better. Do you like just multiplying the denominators by each other, or do you like listing out multiples? You can write that down right now, okay? Where? By the what?
Right in the middle between common and then.
You multiply, you get right here?
For some reason, mine is right here.
The 1. Alright, once you have the reflect done, yes, work on pages 7, 8, 9, and the green pages. For those of you on the video, thanks for watching, and we will work more on this tomorrow.
Like my background music.
So as soon as I get this turned off.